Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. Today, as always, we'll be talking about our weekly Torah portion, Parshas Tetzaveh. God commands Moshe, and we continue all the details about the temporary godly dwelling, the Mishkan in the desert. But now we mostly discuss already the materials that are used to worship in the temple. And obviously, the beginning of all and the central material was the olive oil. And did you try the raw olives? No, I'm not talking about the olives in your store, in the preservatives or whatever you buy, even you buy it in the market. No, I'm talking about the mistake that a lot of tourists make when they come to Israel and they know that Israel is famous for its olives and olive oil, and they just take the olive from the tree somewhere in the town in Ashdod and try to eat it. Don't do it. They unedible. There is a long way between the olive on the tree and the olive that you have in your kitchen. It goes through a lot of processing, and olive oil even more to prepare the oil. And this is what the Torah tells us, that the oil that was used in the temple was zachkatit taor, was actually crushed and purified oil. What does it mean crushed? That the olives were actually crushed and till the moment that it will have the breaking point, and the olive oil was already dripping from this through the special, very complicated but ancient process. All the details in the Torah, and especially in the building of the temple, as we discussed in our previous meetings, they are related to our daily routine, daily life, to our moral system, ethical system. And to understand this, I will bring you a personal story. When I was in the Israeli army, one of my military training I did with a group that called Satilim, the soldiers that serve on the rocket ships, rocket battleships in Israeli army. And they told me how to apply, how they accepted to this special forces unit. After they went through all the psychometrical tests and health tests, they were all gathered together and put in one boat, one large boat with very thin floor. And the motorboats were starting to circulate around this boat and were sitting on the sides, and the boat started to shake, and there is no way, I'm sorry I have to tell this, but no way every single person that was sitting in this boat was, I'm sorry, vomiting. And the test was how you react after you do it, because there is no way to escape it. Everybody does it, but some people thought that this is it. I couldn't handle the waves, and this is it. I'm not accepted. But some people still were holding themselves strong and continue to move on, and they were accepted to those special forces. How it's related to us? Unfortunately, throughout our history, only when we at the break point, only when the Jewish people go through the tragedies, we can achieve greatness. We can bring light to this world. We achieve a great Torah scholarship. And exactly like the olive oil that our sages compare olives to the Jewish people, when it was crushed, and only that oil was bringing light to the temple and light to the world through the temple. And at this I can say, good luck, see you next week. But no, there's one important question that remains. Why it all has to go through the tragedy? Why we have to suffer in order to achieve something? Why we have to reach this breaking point in order to extract the oil and bring the light? And this is a question, very legitimate question. It's not lack of faith that we ask this question from God. We must ask this question. Abram was asking this question in Sodom. Moshe was asking this question in the Mount Sinai after the sin of a golden calf, and God wanted to destroy Jewish people. Our prophets, our sages, they're constantly asking the same question, God, why? Why do Jewish people have to suffer? For us, it's a very legitimate question in the historical time after the World War II and the Holocaust. But the main question, it's not a question. Question exists, not sure we will find the answer. But the question is what we do after the breaking point. Are we bringing the light? How are we holding ourselves? Are we getting to the depression, or we strive to bring even more light through this breaking point? And only then the question how you behave after the tragedy, this how God decides. Are you part of the special forces or not? Good luck. See you next week.